And welcome to the second session of High Vibe Channeling for this March 12th, 2026. We just finished up with a very informative session with Dante Starshine Filippini. And now we're moving on to our second session, which involves me, Ray Heitman, and the hybrid children who are excited to come in. So I'm ready on this end, and we're just going to let the little darlings do what they do. And thank you all for being here and for watching. And we could feel the love in your eyes. You are a wonderful crowd. And thank you for the new faces, even if they are electronic faces or energetic faces, because we're not really seeing you in the flesh forms. But that's all right. We know you have them. We know you're differentiated by them. And we know that you don't say you love yourselves enough when you look in the mirror at them. So make that a practice. Make that a practice. And we did wish to comment a bit about the conversation. And yes, we eavesdrop, and we're always in Uncle Ray's head. So there's nothing that goes in there or comes out of it which we are not aware of in ways. He is a test subject for our educational purposes. But your energies do ebb and flow. And they run in cycles, and they also depend on your thoughts because you have certain thoughts that can trigger ups or downs in your energies or interrupt flows or even just help you switch timelines. But every one of those things affects your energy. But your thoughts and your beliefs do mostly because it is how you react to situations which dictates what happens in the next moment, which really never happens since it's all synchronous. But that's okay. You understand us. So, and other people can do that too, because we've all had, even on our end, people who just show up and they say nice things or they give us love or attention. And it just perks us up, perks us up, perks us up. And you guys all know about that because that's what you do to us when you focus on us or when we get to visit, when we get to connect, when we get to come and play like this, like this. Yes, that hypes us up too. We get so excited because we love this connection. We love the love being reflected back to us. We love the hearts which are opening up to receive us. And we are just snuggling right in and making ourselves at home inside your hearts. And not your physical hearts because you don't need that kind of blockage. But that's okay. You understand as well. We'll just say that we are in the squishy hearts that go inside your most beloved stuffed animal. And that is really, we didn't really have a message per se. We just like coming to visit. Although we could talk about what we talked about with Uncle Ray yesterday. We didn't get a chance to talk to him about him today, but we can do that. We are working on your transportation systems because everything on your entire planet is going to change some ways or other. Some of them will just come to a complete halt, and then they will pick up with new things. But on your transportation systems, you will find that you will not have the desires to travel so much so quickly. Not that any of your transportation is quick, but there will be other things which come in, other technologies which are not as loud, which do not pollute, which help support the environment, and which help in the overall conduct, we will say, of getting together with other beings on your planet and within the human race as well. Now, we're not going to go into specifics on that, but just know that those are going to change. Like your economy will change. It will become more localized. And there will still be trading and there will still be things you can buy, but you will be naturally fortified for your particular regions by the food which will be grown locally. So that will be more of service to you in an energetic way because those things which are grown locally, especially in your futures in decades to come, will be specifically grown with frequencies which match what your body needs. Talk about a head start. Before you even put it in your face, it will be good for you and it will be working for you. That is one of the things we bring. And then when you add your own energy to it while it's still on your fork or on your plate, or in your class, then you can further utilize that and give it instructions on how to provide maximum benefit for your bodily forms. You can send that energy to basic stuff. Like you can say, "Oh, I've had some cramp issues in my hip here, so I want this to go ahead and focus on that area and juice it up really well and rinse it out and get any impediments or something like that out of there for me. Thank you." And then it's like you're drinking medicine. You'll be your own doctors. You will give your own prescriptions to the things which you put in your bodies. How's that for self-care, self-healing? That we love that part. We love that part. But we were working on your transportation, figuring out that is kind of a slippery slope because it is not up to us to do that. It is up to us to help analyze different ways that other beings have created for the transportation systems. Because what you have now is not very efficient and it gets clogged up and it uses a lot of resources and a lot of energy without a lot of success. Now, we're not saying that you are not fortunate because you can wake up and you can go to the store and say, I have 4 different foods that were grown 2,000 miles or more away. And that is a marvelous thing. But that is not something which will be of relevance in your future because you will be able to get lots and lots of stuff from right around your earthly corners, we will say. And we like to say, and we like to share, and we like to learn, and we hope you guys are learning too. We do not really see if you take notes, but we do see when you smile because you sparkle when you smile. And we are ready if you have questions. You can bounce them off of us and we'll reflect answers back to
Greetings to you all and the
you.
teachers and everyone listening.
Thank you, cat lady. Woohoo!
um, I wanted to share a bit of a joke with our transportation systems, with my friends. When they ask if I have a car, I say, I'll wait till I get a proper one that can speak and fly and do things. Hmm.
Well, keep concentrating on that and see how good your manifestation skills are.
Yes.
Although the flying cars, they they generally do not come in particular colors because that is superfluous. We work that purpose in there for you. Um,
Thank you.
that because that is not, they are all functional. The extraterrestrials are not into wasting energy. So they're not going to put things in there. And not that they don't appreciate aesthetics, because that is part of the marvel of your beingness, of your environment. But if it is not practical and it is not efficient or necessary, it's probably not going to happen. There are beings who are so fastidious about that, they would not waste a molecule of energy on anything which would not be better utilized elsewhere. The Sasani, some of them are like that, some more than others. The tall whites are like that because they just love, they get off on coordinating. Oh my gosh, they are masterful at it. They can juggle like 1,700 different balls of energy at the same time while they're knitting and riding a unicycle and teaching 4 different languages. They are amazing. Of course, they wouldn't teach your language because they don't like languages. They are not efficient. They are not necessary. So they just like the mind speak, the telepathy. And they're very good at it when they choose to speak, because they only speak when necessary. And Uncle Ray knows that. Uncle Ray knows that. He's working on their book. He's working on. They're giving it to him. They're giving it to him. Well, we gave him some of our book too. And the future Pleiadians, they gave him a lot. They dug deep and they said, "Here, take all this and put it in the book. It'll make it really special. Like you guys are all special. Woohoo! Your higher selves gave us you, and you are special." And it's like the waiter who came up to the table and they said, "Hey, would you like today's specials?" And they said, "Yes, of course." He said, "Today is special." We pulled that from Uncle Ray's head.
Cool.
Step right up. Don't be afraid.
I look forward to reading the books.
Me too. Me too. And us too. And we too. And everyone else too. Yes, it is a great thing. It is a really good thing. It is fine energy, and it has reached a little bit of a lull state, but that is all part of the timing, because
Mm,
the probabilities it will coincide right when all of the ships really start flying around, and
mm,
people are going to want resources for that, and they can turn to the book and they're like, "Hey, I remember reading something about that, and this is the book that can help. It can help give us understanding and layers of understanding and future comprehension, and introduce us to many of the different ET races and beings which are involved in this, because it's not even the first step. It's more like the welcome mat. But we've been weaving that and rolling that out for quite a long time. And when we say we mean the non-humans, the ones who are outside of your time in ways. But yes, this party has been going on for a long time, long time. And we are all celebrating. And we're just waiting for humans to unfold it in their realm,
mm.
because we are already experiencing it in a variety of forms. It's amazing that when you're outside of time, you can have four different parties at the same time, and they're all in the same place and basically the same time, and have completely different people in them. It's amazing. It's quite a way to get to know other beings and to let them get to know us and to feel us in their hearts.
I love parties. Say hello to as many beings as you can because I'm very limited now.
Well, we do that, but it would be rather tough for us to do that to you or for you. We would just encourage them to come and visit you in person,
Yes,
or as personable as they can be. But it's probably going to happen in a dream state. So set those intentions, give
yes.
those designations. I want to remember who comes into my dreams tonight. Help me, help me,
Yeah,
help
I do that. I do that. I will continue doing it.
me. Yay, then you can let us know who comes to visit. Not that they'll have names, but you can still
They'll
know.
have they'll have vibrational signature.
Woohoo! You can teach us.
Hmm. I'm sure we can learn from each other. So, are there hybrid children that have black eyes that can switch? Like, I look at them like cool sunglasses. Like,
Only if it is necessary.
hmm,
There are some who know that they will be working in extreme environments, so they may have some adaptability there. But they're not going to say, like, "Oh, I think I'll color coordinate my eyes with my outfit today." That's not going to happen. They might coordinate their outfit with their eyes, but that's probably not going to happen much either. But if they do, it'll be a playful way to go. Playful way to go. But yes, that is one of the things that can happen. But we are not really into altering our forms. We just accept that we are the way we are. That's the way we were created, to be the best us we can be. So making changes to that, you know, being silly and putting on hats and bow ties and flippers and then going through the mall might be fun, but it's not really one of those things that we're going to do just because we can do it as far as altering our physical appearance in other ways, like the tattoos. We just it's just not necessary for us. And we are not saying that some might not choose to do that, but it is like in our viewpoint, it is like going to the dentist when you don't have to. Why would you give somebody resources to hurt you when you don't have to? But your choice, your choice. That's just our choice.
Yeah, well, it hurts only a little bit, and then I see it like a work of art.
Yes. And there's some that are very creative, like desserts. We won't be participating in your desserts for the most part either, because they're just not made for our bodily forms.
Mm.
But humans can make a lot of neat looking stuff that they stuff in their face,
Mhm.
whether it's good for them or not. And the rest of you who are being quiet, we hope you are thinking up songs for us so you could sing to us. Even songs you may have known as a little kid, provided they're uplifting. Yeah, the channel has some songs in his head, and we just don't understand the basis for those. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Why would they teach kids that?
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you tell me? I think I've asked this before, but maybe there has been some new developments. Can you tell me some of the different planetary uh, peoples that you are working with right now, or that are helping you or teaching you?
Millions, millions, any of them which are interested. And please understand that if one extraterrestrial connects with any of the hybrid children, we can all tap into that conversation. And our memories are built to integrate all of that based on our emotional level at the time, which helps as well. And they are more versatile than that, but that will help. But practically all of the ones which you have heard of, well, there are millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of different beings. Some of them are all the same races. We are not saying that there's a billion different races that'll come to Earth. But you have to understand that there are hundreds of different types of beings which have input are energies in your earth, and they are all interested in the open contact because everything on earth will shift. They will all become higher vibrational and they will all become more unified in a way because their consciousness will be able to connect and reach out in a much grander fashion with a lot less limited reach, we will say also. So, but yes, many beings just come and they just say hi to us, but we learn from them all. We learn from them all because they all have things to share. And even when they just say, oh, well, we love you, hybrid children, or they give us their own names or whatever it might be, then we can also tap into their psyche somewhat because there is not this fear-based thing. There's no beings out there who are afraid to share everything that they have encountered. And that is a little bit of a hard thing for humans to learn or to accept. Oh my gosh, you mean when they beat up this little kid when they were young, that they made a mistake and they ruined a spaceship? Well, yeah, all of that. It doesn't matter because we don't judge. We know there are experiences and we know which ones are our preferences. So we just do with the things that we prefer, and that's why we have more of a synchronous flow. And you guys will get better at that. You are getting better at that. Everybody in this group has had an increase in synchronicity. That's why one of the reasons why you're here, because you have tapped into that vibrational reading where those things happen and that energy is mixing with everyone who is here and you are coming together and coalescing into different beings and being utilized for different purposes. And you are also busy in your dream states as well. Now, when we become physicalized, there will also be many beings who are learning from us as they are learning from you, but they can tap into our minds as well. And it is not even a given permission. It is just accepted knowledge and practice. So if they want to check in on how, let's see how the humans are reacting to these new things that these new technologies that we're giving them so they can heal their oceans. And so they can tap into us at any time and get a more detailed picture than they can with you because they may have to densify a bit more to get to you. But for us, we are still going to be exhibiting or existing close to the spirit realm. So it's not that far away in a energetic sense. Ta-da! Does that help?
Yes, it does. I was also wondering um, what do you, what's one of the things if you could um, teach us something about ourselves or that you've observed, what is something that you would say?
We're giving you the answer telepathically. Would you like to tell everybody what it is?
I have no idea. I didn't receive it. I wasn't ready.
Play more, play more, play more, play more, play more, play more. Work play into everything you do. Bring that happiness in. Take your toys to work. Take your work to your toys. And sing and dance and let that inner child out to play. You guys know how to skip, you know how to dance, and nothing's preventing you from doing it. And telling jokes and that sort of thing, and lifting each other up, and expressing authentic connection without all of the judgment that goes behind it, wondering how people are going to take this, or, oh, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but I want to talk about this. Just do it. Just do it. There may be consequences, but everyone else has the opportunity to learn to be authentic from those. But yes, playing more, it does so much for your vibration. And so many people have that overbearing, we will say, Puritan work ethic, where idle hands means that you just need to clap and snap your fingers more. That's what idle hands means. Use them to create or to help lift somebody else up or do something that you enjoy. But idle hands are good for meditation. But other than that, I mean, and possibly for manicures, I guess, that would be kind of rough for somebody to give your nail work over while you're trying to clap or something. But yeah, play more, play more, play more, play more. It's all vibration. And we are focused on getting to Earth. We are focused on open contact because we cannot come and play. We cannot come in contact. We cannot fulfill our missions until we get to come and be physicalized with you. Not that we are not already physical, but we still have some acclimatizing to do. But that will come in due time. We're not there yet. But next year, ooh, you'll get to hear about us. But you probably won't get to see us then. Well, not in the physical, all of you. And even Uncle Ray, probably not then either. But he gets to come to the enclave. He gets to come to an enclave. He gets to see us when we come in our groups. Woohoo! It'll be a fun time. Lots of singing, lots of singing, and bouncing, and playing.
Thank you. That was very helpful. I appreciate that because definitely we do have a lot of fun when we start to play more. So I appreciate it.
Yes, and that's what your higher self would tell you too if you allowed it. But people get those and they're like, well, they just told me to be silly. And they're looking for some, oh, exalted answer. Oh, go to the mountain and say these phrases and turn around 3 times and then smack yourself in the right ear and then whistle 4 tunes and then look to the sky and say, I am ready and you shall be healed. Yeah, put that in your fortune cookie. Woohoo!
Hello, my name is Alan. Do you have a name?
And greetings to you, Alan. Greetings to you. We are a group of little kids, and we do not even have a language at this point. Although the older children, they are learning and they are watching. They are here with us. They are helping us to integrate some of the nuances of these connections. But they are learning languages for their appropriate regions. Well, they will have to be. But that is not our native tongue, we will say, since we operate as telepathically. And our names are chosen by the individuals who are going to be coming into contact and have special meaning to us. And that may sound like a bit of a cop out, but you will find if you have hybrid children and you have them in your future, that the things which stick out to you, which you experience and bring you joy on a regular basis, will be some of those phrases or words which will become the names of your hybrid children. Now, Uncle Ray, he has a lot. He drinks hot tea with honey, 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 honey. And it just so happens that he has a hybrid children, and she is just emerged into the low teen years, and her name is Honey, because that is something. The names will always be something which lift up the particular beings which they are coming into contact with, and they will not always be the genetic parents, because a lot of genetic parents don't want to know, or they may not be vibrationally compatible. Just because you gave a little DNA, you do not get parental rights. You have to earn that, and it has to be necessary, and it has to flow, and it has to fit the mission protocols and coordinations. So, to answer your question, you can name us, but we are a group. And we can send names to you, but they're not going to be in your language. You're still going to have to interpret them and then enunciate them. And the other, Uncle Ray, he also saw red leaf, one red leaf all of the time for years. He would see one red leaf and wonder, why is that significant? Why is that significant? Because that's the name of his male child. So we are a group who are speaking through one voice. And those
I
names
see.
don't mean much to us. They really don't. But we have them, we will take them because they're not necessary for us. We know everybody by their energetic signatures. But the names will help endear us to humans, especially if they're really cutesy like us.
Will we become more telepathic in the future? And then when we do meet you at some point, will we be connecting telepathically?
That depends on the individual. Some
Is that
of
the
your
hope though, really? I mean, that
some of your
would,
children are already activated. They have that DNA activated for that. But you yourself, not so much. For a couple reasons. One, the older that you are, the less likely that you will get full compatibility for telepathy. You will not be able to receive smells and pictures and those types of things. Now, basic communications, you do that already. You communicate with your higher self. You have other thoughts which get jammed in your head, and you're like, how did that get here? Oh, special delivery. But yes, so you do that in a way. But the human race will not lose their languages for another 3 or more centuries because your voices are gifts. Your voices are gifts. So you will continue to utilize them. And even then, you may decide to sing verbally simply because those resonances mean something in your earth, in your physical realm. But you will have special connections, like the autistic children, many of them are telepathic now. It is just that when you're nonverbal, how are people supposed to know? But a lot of them can figure it out. And they will be connecting with many, many too. And we are already connecting with many hybrid children and other beings. Though, so yes, you will have limited capability, but your race as a whole is trending towards that. And that will be necessary before you get to the Great Reset and move to other star systems to help them out. Because none of them are going to be using language. So it will all be communicated through telepathic symbols, which they will be able to relate to. And that requires some intense training. But your brains will be ready for it by then. But good question, good question, good question. And those
Can our
questions
can
show
our
up in your
brains
auric
be
fields too. Yes,
can our brains be adjusted? Is there something like the mantis could do to our brains to make us more telepathic in our current state? There are light codes or something like that that will activate things within us to make us more telepathic?
we find that question very humorous because with every thought you make changes in your brains. So you are your own magicians working on your own brains. But if you wanted to have an operation, those would probably be possible, but they're not necessary because everyone will be uplifted. You will have more abilities. You will have more senses than you have now. Or they will not be as latent or become more operative. So you will be more focused on enjoying yourself and bringing in and integrating the wonders that are around you than you are worried about what you do not have or what you might have. But that is a very good forward-looking question. And yes, that will happen, but it is a personal thing and it is a time unfoldment thing. There are lots of things that can happen. But you really don't want them to operate on your brain unless it's necessary anyway, because that really doesn't go well towards you accepting yourself as you are. That is highly important because humans have to get used to all the differences. Because if you think you guys are different, woohoo, wait till you get a look at your futures. You're going to have beings coming in and you're going to say, where are your appendages? And they won't say anything because they're not going to speak to you, but they don't need appendages. They can just zip from here to here just with consciousness. So, as Bashar said, only 15% of all of the beings that are in the Galactic Alliance have two legs, two arms, a head, and eyes. 15%. And those are all the ones which are more closely related to humans. And the other ones are wildly different.
Do you communicate with many of them? Can you experience them?
Which thems are we talking about?
Other beings, other ones
Oh,
out there,
all the
other
time.
all the
We
time.
can hold multiple conversations at the same. We are holding multiple conversations at the same time. We are in communication with more than a dozen of our kind and several of the teachers, and we have lots of other beings who are observing us in ways which would amaze you at this very moment. And we can do that while we perform complex tasks and like designing puzzles and making different integrations of coordinations and mixing different things together, ideas and concepts, because we are built that way. We are all geniuses in human ways of thinking. And
Are we
we,
doing the same thing, but we are unaware of it? Are we also communicating on to different people in different places and locations and beings right now, but we're just not aware of it?
well, we're back to which you. There are multiple yous and
Okay.
multiple layers of you because you exist in all densities. So, yes, the answer is empirically yes, and you can do nothing else. But there are many beings who are around you at all times. If they put out heat, you would never wear clothes because you would sweat all the time. But there are always beings observing you. You have your higher realms, you have your own guides, you have other interested beings. So they are all tapping into your noggins and your memories if it is appropriate. Now, most of them you will find, because it is a human social custom, will ask permission first, even if they have permission from the higher self, just so the humans feel better about it. But that's okay, because whatever it takes to relax you, because when you get relaxed and then you get excited in the uplift, your vibration just soars, soars, soars. And that's where all of the ease of access comes in.
Would it be helpful for us to become more aware of all those connections?
Depends on the individual, but in general, no. Just raise your vibration, let it flow. There's no
Okay.
need to force any of those connections, because if you get to a specific resonance or you have a specific desire, like to channel, then you can do that. It's all a vibrational thing and giving your intent and your focus, and then the right being will step up for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
And if you channel, you could channel us. If you channel, you could channel us. Because all of the beings who come through in channeling, they all love us. Of course they do, because they know us. But they will be happy to coordinate and let us come through too. It has been said, it has been written, it has been spoken, so it shall be. And we love that part. We love our connections. We love learning. And it's always learning. More hours than you have in your day. Because we learn in our sleep. We just rejuvenate our body. We say, okay, we're going to put you to rest now so you can get rid of some toxins, and we're going to remove some of those dead tissues, and we're going to get rid of them so we can start fresh in the morning. Not your mornings. Nobody's really going to sing for us? Jeepers. We got to teach you guys how to throw a party. Party. Play the Gamaguchi. Play the Gamaguchi. Okay. You know how you get rewarded with silence.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciated
And we thank you for coming. We hope you've had an enjoyable trip. Please grab some mementos on your way out
it.
to remember us by.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe the transcript as well. That will come later. That will come later. Because Uncle Ray transcribes all of our sessions so he can use them for future books or follow-up books, or maybe part of this book, or maybe just for his own acknowledgement and learning, because it makes him feel special. So we'll go with it if it makes him feel special. He's got a history of that, not just feeling special, but of being an amanuensis. An amanuensis, that's a good word for Scrabble. Not too many points, but it will freak people out. That's a scribe and a record keeper, those kind of things. So he's good with the transcripts. But we will let you all go to your appointed rounds, or your appointed squares or rectangles, or whatever geometric shapes that you prefer. And we will continue with our lessons, and we will continue to view and learn and observe from others with our expanded senses. And we will come to you as soon as you will let us in. Hurry up, humans, get those vibrations going. Get those vibrations going. And that's it for now.
Thank you.
Oh, that was more of throwing the mic than a mic drop. Whee! It's like, wow. And thank you for the questions. And when Alan mentioned names, they just started screaming all kinds of different names. But none of them are in English. They're all just, I mean, they're little playful kids. So, if you're like, hey, what kind of dinosaur should we draw? And they all come in and they all have different ideas. But these are really intelligent beings. So, they're throwing all kinds of these names from all of these different extraterrestrials that have no meaning at all for us, and so a lot of them we aren't even equipped to pronounce. Yeah, it's Madhouse on that. And it was kind of weird because uh, the older hybrid children were the ones who were guiding them on this session. And then, the Yaels and some of the other beings were just hanging back and they were kind of critiquing or observing the older kids while they were giving them the nuances and having discussions with them while the session was going on. It's so focused on learning. It's incredible. I guess it would be like somebody who is just a masterful person at instrumentation with all of the different the strings and the horns and percussion and all of that stuff. And like they're watching the whole orchestra and they're mentioning to people, now, did you see that fingering on that third flute? And that kind of stuff, saying, yeah, look at that. You see the way that he shifted his hips so he could get to the percussion and get all around in fluid motion. And that's the kind of stuff that they're doing. So they're focused on the nuances of all of us as well. I think it's cool.
Mm.
Neat.
Mm.
And we can move into the open forum if nobody has anything else for this particular session. Good idea. I'm closing this one out.